faith, adventure, stories untold. First responder, hearts brave and bold. Beyond the quest, where the journeys meet, from the fires of life to the gaming heat. Slim Chop's crew, come join the ride, with McMedic, Napkins, and Taco as your guide. Beyond the quest, where the journeys meet, from the fires of life to the gaming heat. Slim Chop's crew, come join the ride, with McMedic, Napkins, and Taco as your guide. Beyond the quest, where the stories grow, faith, fire, and games in the world we know. Adventure calls, the table is set, let's take the leap, our best quest yet. From the first light to the game's last stand, we're chasing truth with controller in hand. Faith, adventure, stories untold. First responder, hearts brave and bold. Beyond the quest, where the journeys meet, from the fires of life to the gaming heat. Slim Chop's crew, come join the ride, with McMedic, Napkins, and Taco as your guide. Beyond the quest, where the journeys meet, from the fires of life to the gaming heat. Slim Chop's crew, come join the ride, with McMedic, Napkins, and Taco as your guide. Beyond the quest, where the stories grow, faith, fire, and games in the world we know. Adventure calls, the table is set, let's take the leap, our best quest yet. From the first light to the game's last stand, we're chasing truth with controller in hand. Faith, adventure, stories untold. First responder, hearts brave and bold. Beyond the quest, where the journeys meet, from the fires of life to the gaming heat. Slim Chop's crew, come join the ride, with McMedic, Napkins, and Taco as your guide. Beyond the quest, where the journeys meet, from the fires of life to the gaming heat. Slim Chop's crew, come join the ride, with McMedic, Napkins, and Taco as your guide. Beyond the quest, where the stories grow, faith, fire, and games in the world we know. Adventure calls, the table is set, let's take the leap, our best quest yet. From the first light to the game's last stand, we're chasing truth with controller in hand. Faith, adventure, stories untold. First responder, hearts brave and bold. Beyond the quest, where the journeys meet, from the fires of life to the gaming heat. Slim Chop's crew, come join the ride, with McMedic, Napkins, and Taco as your guide. Beyond the quest, where the journeys meet, from the fires of life to the gaming heat. Slim Chop's crew, come join the ride, with McMedic, Napkins, and Taco as your guide. Beyond the quest, where the stories grow, faith, fire, and games in the world we know. Adventure calls, the table is set, let's take the leap, our best quest yet. From the first light to the game's last stand, we're chasing truth with controller in hand. Faith, adventure, stories untold. First responder, hearts brave and bold. Beyond the quest, where the journeys meet, from the fires of life to the gaming heat. Slim Chop's crew, come join the ride, with McMedic, Napkins, and Taco as your guide. Beyond the quest, where the journeys meet, from the fires of life to the gaming heat. Slim Chop's crew, come join the ride, with McMedic, Napkins, and Taco as your guide. Beyond the quest, where the stories grow, faith, inspiring games in the world we know. Adventure calls, the table is set. Let's take the leap, our best quest yet. From the first light to the game's last stand, we're chasing truth with controller in hand. Faith, adventure, stories untold. First responder, hearts brave and bold. Beyond the quest, where the journeys meet, from the fires of life to the gaming heat. Slim Chomp's crew, come join the ride, with McMedic, Napkins, and Taco as your guide.
Beyond the Quest is recorded in front of a live Twitch audience. You may hear us addressing live comments during the show. Beyond the Quest may not be suitable for all listeners. You're going to hear real raw footage of real-life first responders discussing anything and everything. You may hear from preachers, teachers, EMS personnel, 911 dispatchers, and more. Nothing is off the table, and nothing is edited out. The opinions expressed in this podcast are those of the host and guest and do not necessarily reflect the views of the group Slim Chance Gaming or our sponsors. If you're easily offended, this may not be the show for you. Or then again, it could be. With all that out of the way, let's get started.
Good morning, people. Welcome back to Beyond the Quest, episode 12.
I believe so.
I think so. Did you figure out what was going on? Apparently some people was having issues typing in the chat.
It's going to be a Twitch error. If you're having issues typing in the chat and you want to talk to us, beyondthequest.com, we have a live chat going right now on the website. You can chat with us there, and I can relay the messages to the guys. It's also where you can drop questions and all that good, wonderful stuff. Super Mario Cousin, I apologize that Twitch is being stupid.
Get it together, Twitch. Speaking of Twitch, shout out to Angry Vent Nation for the sub yesterday. That puts us another step closer to the goals. I'm echoing.
Oh, you're echoing through mine. Hang on.
Get it together, Napkins. He's had a rough morning.
I have. Right now.
Am I still echoing?
Why are you coming through twice?
Am I?
Mm-hmm.
Not on my end, but apparently on his.
Do you got muted in the call thing?
Mm-hmm. It's coming through like it's my mic on OBS.
That's weird. We'll figure it out maybe this morning. I had to up my volume last night. Vet said I was very low.
Taco, say something.
Something.
You're doing it too.
Is your volume turned up too loud in your headset? Picking it up?
It's not coming through on TeamSpeak. It's only coming through on OBS.
Weird.
That's weird.
Yeah, it is. We figure it out though. Maybe.
Say something now.
Something now. It's not doing it now, they say. You're messing with chords. I heard it.
Say something now.
You got really quiet.
Yeah, you did.
Say something now.
Something
You're
now.
still really quiet.
I can't help it, Taco. My mic sucks. TikTok lost my other one.
But on the bright side, look at my shirt. It says
Blessed.
blessed. Yeah. Because I is. Anyway.
Super Mario Cousin is live chatting me right now.
What up?
And he says, "Oh man, that's awesome.
Hmm.
I want to give a huge shout out to you guys because of the show. I took your advice, stepped out on faith, and found a home church. I can honestly say I've never truly felt a drawing of the Lord like I have since going to this church. And this past Sunday, I decided not only to rededicate my life, but to step into the water. And it's because of the show."
That's awesome. Congratulations.
Praise be to God. That is awesome. You have made my day, Super Mario. You have made my day. And my childhood, Super Mario. That is awesome. That is great news. I'm surprised Vet and Amy hasn't joined yet. Or maybe they are.
Yeah.
Maybe they're busy.
It's a possibility.
So, Napacano. What you got on the agenda? Oh, they here. They here, they say.
Yep.
I got these new headphones, these IEMs, and they also work like earplugs, besides anything that's coming through them. So it's kind of trippy, trying to figure all this out. But I got my drum set put back up.
Woo!
It's
Drum
just,
set.
It's just not, I didn't run all the wires and hook it back up yet.
Oh,
Yeah.
it's like halfway up.
Yeah, it's halfway up. There's a tote in the floor you can't see that is full of all the wires I haven't ran.
As far as the agenda this morning, you know how it be. We kind of run it by ear. If we want to get into Q&A early this morning, we do have a few. One of them, so to Tyler from Virginia. I apologize, but Schizo is not on the show this morning. He specifically wanted it read on Beyond the Quest for Schizo, and he's not here. So,
It's so right.
but it says it's open to everyone as well as both shows if you all want. So we can read it, I guess, if we want to.
We could wait just to see if he's going to be on tomorrow night.
I don't know what his schedule and plan and deal is right now. He went back full time on the Boo Boo bus, kind of recently. So I don't know what his schedule is and whatnot. So he may be here tomorrow. If he's not here tomorrow, we'll go ahead and read it and we'll try and answer it the best we can. If that's cool with you, Tyler.
Yep.
Tyler from Virginia.
From Virginia. Don't laugh at me, Taco. I have the voice of an angel.
No, I was laughing at my own thought whenever you said Virginia. My brain immediately started playing the song Meet Virginia. And I was like, don't do that. That's wrong.
Only thing that popped in my head is if Schizo was here, he'd say, "You know that song talking about country roads take me home isn't about West Virginia, but it's about Virginia."
You're right. He would.
And
It'd
we
be
say,
alright.
"We know, Schizo."
It'd be alright. By the way, I don't know. I'm just here for the ride. Thank you for joining us again. It's getting kind of consistent. I'm appreciating that. Except for, the lack of follows.
That's why my dad calls me Virginia. Do you mean the song Meet Virginia or do you mean the song Country Roads? Because those are two vastly different songs. I'd be very confused and concerned if it's the second one.
I'm confused on why my dad calls me Virginia.
Yeah, if your name's not Virginia, it's kind of a weird nickname.
Yes, meet Virginia.
So you don't own a
Virginia.
dress and you're always a mess?
Calls. Okay, I was thinking you meant calls, but you may have just been saying like some weird slang like my children do that I don't understand.
There's a lot of weird slang going around.
Listen, I don't know what Sigma is, but I have heard it 20 times last night during the Super Bowl. You guys have any idea?
No.
I have none.
Okay, it's not just
Other
me
than
then.
it being a Greek letter, I have no clue.
I don't know. I'm just here for the ride. Thanks for the follow.
What a turd burglar. At least one of us got a follow.
Yeah.
Kind of offended that it just now happened, if I'm being honest.
I mean, I wasn't going to say anything, but that hair bow might not mean as much on your arm anymore. Yeah, I got a headphone stuck in my ear. That hurt. Dr. Pepper Lady, you let us down. You make her feel awful. Put her in her place. Huh. Anyway, Taco, anything on the brain?
Just that it was really fun playing Power World last night. Like, I'd forgotten how fun the game is.
It was.
And I don't recall the last time we played it, some of the features that we encountered, like dropping everything when you die now and having to find your body to recover everything.
Drops all their pals and everything.
That's a server setting.
Drops all the pals and everything. There was also some of the things you can build that wasn't in it last time. Like you could send pals out into dungeons and come back with things and whatnot. For those that don't know, last time we played that, we were doing a charity. Was it 40-hour stream?
30.
Yep. Was it 30?
I thought it was 40.
30 hours. Completed 30 hours within a week's time is what it was. And
It's for raising awareness for veterans suicide. And we really enjoyed doing that charity. And then after we done it, we just kind of never went back to Power World. And we had been talking and was like, I know they've been doing a lot of updates on this game, and I kind of miss it. And I want to just do like a grinding game. So we went for it. And I have to say, even though we had to start from scratch, I missed playing it. We played like 6 hours yesterday, and I didn't feel like it'd been 6 hours.
No. I mean, my
I
back
barely
feels
follow
like it now.
anyone. I don't even follow my favorite queso.
What? Is that more slang?
I don't know. Maybe that's a streamer?
Possibly.
Oh, I got to follow. Ha! Baited. So I did have something I wanted to talk about and get your all's opinions.
Wait. We got to address that comment.
My
for
God, Amy.
Whoa. It's getting heavy in this chat, y'all.
For those who are just listening and not watching, Amy called out the Dr. Pepper lady with, "Did you just call a different streamer your favorite when your BF is here?"
Whoa. Ouchie. Anyway, so
Yeah, anyhow.
I'm sure you, especially with, I know Taco's heard of this because he's been on the road, and I'm sure you've heard of the term too, being in dispatch before. Like pseudo problems, like a lot of times it's pseudo seizures or psychosomatic things where it's all in your head, or how they say it. So, real or not real?
Real in the sense that, yes, things can happen that will mimic other conditions. Like you mentioned the pseudo seizures that could be caused by high temps when it comes to young kids or the elderly. It could also be caused by blood sugar issues for the elderly especially. But at the same time, a lot of that stuff can be entirely in the head. Love our Mamaw to death, absolutely do, but she's a hypochondriac, convinces herself she has everything in the world, and usually develops the pseudo symptoms to go along with it after she's convinced herself she has it.
Napcon.
I pretty much agree with what Taco said. Um, I think it can be real, but I think even if it's not 100%, how do I say this without sounding like a jerk? Even if it's not 100% real, it's just as real to the person experiencing it in their head. You know, does that make any sense?
I get what you're saying. It's kind of like when you're in like EMT class and things, and they teach you, your pain. You don't know their pain levels or tolerances. So if they say they're having a 10, you have to treat it like they're having a 10, even if you know they ain't having no 10. But if they are having something go on to them, it's just as real as you standing there. I get what you're saying.
Right.
Yeah. That's kind of where I stand on it as well. For a long time, I was like, for example, pseudo seizures in general. I've been on a lot of them. They mimic, epileptic grand mal seizures and everything. And come to find out, it was just in the woman's head. Like she thought she had seizures so bad that it just was happening, and the doctors were legit, just like, this is literally pseudo seizures. It's in your head. But it was just as real as a seizure to her as anybody else that has them. I will never be able to replace queso as a streamer. It's okay. I know my place. Oh man, napkins. That was so sad. That was so sad. Here, have a tissue. That's a tissue box. Anyway, that was one thing I just wanted to kind of throw out there. Moving on. What be on the brain?
Anything on your brain, napkins?
No, not necessarily. Work sucks, but
The real
Work sucks,
question
but
is, if Queso and Napkins both were live, who would she watch?
that's a question for her.
I'm gonna go with, she would go with Queso, just from her comment earlier.
I don't know. She
I
was
don't know.
also. I think she was replying to Napkin's earlier comment there, but she said, "Shut it. I usually miss his streams. Thank you."
I would think if we were both live, she would watch me.
She had a favorite that was already followed.
She said she didn't even follow her favorite.
Oh, so she doesn't even view him as a streamer. She watches him on YouTube.
Yeah, does she watch us on YouTube?
Schizo here.
Schizo's in the chat. We've already talked trash about you, bro.
Yeah.
You
You
had-
pepper bag.
You had people submitting questions to you, and you were no hero. Sorrow. Go watch Queso. Anyway, Napkins, before you get wrapped up in this arguing chat, I was late getting up this morning. Why? Why were you late, Schizo? That's a terrible employee.
Amy.
I save, you are forgiven.
Not from me. I got a gavel. See? Wait, it's over here now. See? I got a gavel. Napkins knows what that means. By the way, Altoids suck.
Altoids suck.
Altoids are no longer the one cure for all. I can
jury's
sleep
still
now
out
instead of
on
going to Nazi
GoDaddy
Germany
at
every
the
night.
moment.
Yeah, but Schizo, you chose to essentially go to Imperial Japan. It's not really an improvement. It's just a different code language.
Did you move your camera?
Me? Yeah, I slid it a little bit.
Oh, okay. I was
You
wondering.
know, I
I'm
will
struggling
say,
with finding a place that I think it
I will
actually works.
say, Schizo, you missed the awesome announcement this morning from Super Mario Cousin.
Yes, you did, sir.
Yeah,
sure
you
did.
say
Once
that
you,
now.
that
Trust
was
me,
such
you'll
a good
get hit the way
announcement.
I
Once
was
you
this
give it
week.
a second read for Schizo to hear.
I don't know if I can, but I will try. Super Mario Cousin says, I just wanted to let you guys, and I'm paraphrasing because it won't actually pull it up. But he said, essentially, he wanted to give us a shout out and thank us. Because of us, he stepped out on faith and decided to visit another church. He found a place that he felt like was home to him. He said that he had never felt the drawing of the Lord so strong. And this past Sunday, he actually decided not only to rededicate his life to Christ, but also to step into the water.
How awesome is that?
And he said it was because of the advice he got from the show.
Too cool.
Praise the Lord. That is awesome. Hearing it the second time was just as good. Even though you paraphrased it, it was just as good. Is your baptistry heated, though? What does that have to do with it?
He can't type in chat because Twitch is stupid and they've
Yeah,
restricted
Twitch
his
has
chat
done something
abilities.
stupid with his chat. I don't understand.
So he's talking to me on live chat on the website.
Just flexing. You go ahead and flex. I'll just go out in the river and get baptized if I have to. That's what Jesus did.
Ooh.
They didn't need no heated baptistry. Anyway, yeah, I really wanted you to be able to hear that, Schizo, but you
wasn't here.
Yeah, you wasn't here. So at least you got to hear it though. It made my day. It's probably that's made my week actually. It's awesome.
All right. So are we ready for? I don't even remember what we call it. Questers questions.
I don't know. You call it something different every episode.
In case you missed it, Altoids suck. The jury's still out on GoDaddy. But
I was out getting steak, egg, and cheese bagels. Yeah, probably getting some lottery tickets standing at the counter too. Driving 45.
taking the scenic route. People trying to get home from Nazi Germany, as you called it.
Master's got me working. All right, we starting Q&A. Is that what you say?
If I can get the website to load.
Daggone Chad. By the way, your comment last night while we were streaming, and you said, I told him it was default settings. Vet said, sounds like a chat excuse to me. He was totally right. Don't know why we act like they wouldn't try to shoot us if we made a run for it. I just got lucky.
Oh my gosh, Schizo.
Schizo's too busy with them rose-colored glasses to remember exactly how it can be where he went back to.
Give it a month. He'll find out. Maybe. I don't know. What would I know? Everything's in my head. I need to get over it.
Chad. I'm getting a server unreachable.
All
code
hail the
503.
Emperor. Well, while you're doing that, I can probably pull up. They went into our email, right?
Some of them did. Some of them did not because YouTube broke the bot again.
I think the bot broke YouTube. You ever think of that? You ever put it in that perspective?
I got it.
Oh, okay.
I got it.
He got it. On it, boss.
All right, so that's for After Dark.
Okay.
I'm going to read this one,
Okay.
but I believe that we have decided to postpone this one because we're going to have a special guest next episode. Am I still correct in that? You know which one I'm talking about.
As far as I know, um, we are supposed to have the average man himself, Mediocre Moon Pie, as our first special guest on the show next week. He is pretty interested and excited about being on the show with us. And
What I call him, the butthead?
yeah, the butthead, as you talk to him. Our other brother wants to be on the show with us. We're excited for, and so yeah, we decided we're gonna put it off a week because he couldn't make it today. He is traveling on his way back from Oklahoma. He's going to be in a different state next week, but he says he's going to be free to be able to get on.
I'm going to go ahead and read the question. Mike from Oklahoma, who listens on YouTube, said, "Hey guys, love the show, love the After Dark too, but I noticed more faith things are talked about on Beyond the Quest. I was curious if you guys ever watch Alan Parr's show, The Bet, on YouTube.
The Beat.
He has The Beat. Beat on YouTube. He has some things out. I was curious on y'all's takes. Specifically, an episode he has on Speaking in Tongues that's about a year old. He has a few mentioning worship as well as others you guys might find interesting, but I find it. I cannot read. I'm having a stroke. But I was curious where you all stand with some of the things he says. Much love, brothers. And like I said, like me and Medic there just mentioned, I personally have not had time. My week's been crazy. My weekend's been even crazier. Thanks, Schizo. So I personally have not had time to watch it. So we are going to postpone this question until next Beyond the Quest, which will be Monday, February 17th.
We will be revisiting it, and it may be a longer answered question. So if we don't get to a lot of Q&As that episode, I apologize, but we will get to them eventually. I had never heard of him, and I've not got to watch all of them yet. So we want to do our due diligence. We want to do our homework, watch the videos, and give an honest answer to it.
Yeah, we could have took the easy way out and just watched that one video and gave an immediate response. But we wanted to do justice by it and be fair and watch more of the content that he puts out so that we have a better understanding of his viewpoints and where he's coming from before we respond.
And Schizo wants in on that episode as well. So we'll have 4 of us on here.
As far as we tend to speak more toward faith topics on here, that's for 2 reasons. One, because this is on Monday mornings, so church services are still fresh in our minds first thing after a Sunday. And then 2, anyone who's listened to Beyond the Dark knows that Callistus is coming along. He's come a long way, but we also know that those topics can kind of make him feel a little bit uncomfortable from time to time. So we don't want to make him feel like we're kind of pushing things on him that he's not ready for.
Right. So we will be revisiting that one next week.
And it's likely to end up being a full episode with all of the people who are wanting in on it taking part. So like you had mentioned, we may not address much else on that episode outside of that, but it'll be all right. It may turn into a 3-hour Bible study lesson for all we know.
And as far as the Q&A, we will try our best to get through as many of them as possible in an episode. There are some restrictions that might come up, and if that happens, they will be answered. It will just be moved to the following episode. And if that does happen, we will put a little disclaimer in because as of right now, the contact form does say it will be mentioned on the very next episode. So if, like I said, if that happens,
To be fair, we did mention it.
Yeah. Moving on. Tim from Canada, who listens on Spotify,
I almost started singing it.
addresses this to everyone, and they say, not really advice or question. Just wanted to say I love the show and what you guys are doing. It's truly awesome. It's unlike any show I've heard before. It's real and authentic. Thank you guys for being the highlight of my week. Keep it up. We love you. Your
Much
friends in
love,
Canada.
Tim. Much love.
And we really appreciate that. Thank you.
All right. Moving on.
Makes me feel good.
Elijah from New Jersey
Elijah!
addresses this to everyone. Says, I was curious if you could start a new career, then what would you have? Then what you have, what would it be? I do want to say I love the show. The question could be read on After Dark too. It doesn't really matter. Stay safe, guys.
A new career.
Voice acting.
Voice acting? Okay,
Yeah.
okay.
I think I could enjoy that.
Let's hear it.
What do you mean, let's hear it?
Vader.
I can't really do Vader. It always turns more into Dooku now.
You'd be a terrible voice actor now.
Skinzo's answering in the
Firefighter, so I wouldn't have to actually do anything. You'd be a hose dragger, sir.
and that's more of an impression thing that you're talking about there.
A new career. I would like to learn how to make, like animated art on the computer.
Oh, that'd be cool. Digital artist
And
thing.
doing like really good, like editing and
Digital
stuff.
animation.
I caught
Well,
another
we-
live. It's refreshing that you're all Christians. Hey,
We
hey
here
man,
every
brother.
Monday.
Every Monday we try to be here. Glad to have you back, Pete.
Yep. Good to see you.
Napkins.
Any career, if I could choose anything,
Mm-hmm.
I'd probably go into law enforcement.
I'm not gonna lie. I
Played so
fully
much of-
expected the manager of Walmart with a McDonald's inside it response.
No, he's played that other simulator game. He's sold out now.
Yep. They've got that same company just released a paramedic simulator too.
Yeah. I am curious though, law enforcement, any certain branch of law enforcement or just law enforcement in general?
Just law enforcement in general. That was my number 2 choice as a kid.
I almost tried to go into the wildlife management side of law enforcement.
Man, I heard their training is brutal.
I've heard the worst part is the water part.
Yeah.
But yeah, and the only reason I was thinking about kind of going into that side was one, I used to work at the vet clinic and I love animals. Cats are kind of very, but at the time too there was the whole big spiel about law enforcement and tattoos and whatnot, and they kind of look over it.
Yeah, they've backed off it now.
Next, Napkins.
Next one, I think we kind of already addressed this one before on the show, but we will revisit it here. Amber from Kentucky listens on Spotify. She addressed it to everyone. She said, "Hey guys, I've heard a few of you mention your children and school and things. I was curious on what you all think about homework and having to do work on school cancellation days."
Homework is stupid. Listen, I'm not a teacher, and more power to teachers. I don't know how they have the patience. I don't. So, one, homework is one thing. But if you're going to cancel school, then cancel school. Sending home NTI packets of like tons of work to do. And half the time, the children say, we've not done this in class, or I don't remember this and that. And I know the teachers are supposed to be like they're supposed to be able to get a hold of them during those certain times during those days and NTI and things, but some kids can't learn like that, and I can't teach, period. So, I say if you're going to cancel school, forget NTI. And that's just my 2 cents.
I'm inclined to agree. My child is in kindergarten, and the other one just started Head Start today. And the one that's in kindergarten, I did not realize how much patience you truly have to try and teach a kid
I'm
difference
telling you.
between letters and numbers and how to read and
Mm-hmm.
how to spell. And then he gets upset because he says, Daddy's getting mad at him. And I'm like, son, I'm not mad. I'm mad because I don't know how to help you.
Right. Not only that, but there's also a lot of kids like, so when they first started NTI, they had a big thing of you had to, especially around here, you had to log on for your attendance and this and that. You know, some people's parents have jobs. They can't just, oh well, they canceled school today, I can't go to work, I have to stay home and be a teacher. You know, some of those kids can't make it on there. Some kids don't have internet, believe it or not. You know, they're. I think trying to force the NTI thing is a bit pushy, in my opinion.
So I know I don't have kids, but I did do some substitute teaching for a while. And this was shortly after I'd made the decision that I was going to stop with that. And I was doing some work for our aunt who is a teacher. So I was in her classroom while she was doing class, and there was one student who rose his hand for help, and she walked over, and he was right in front of me. So I'm sitting here doing this work for her, and I'm listening to this whole conversation. He reads her this question. He says, I don't know how to answer this. And she goes, what do you mean you don't know how to answer this? And she broke down the question to him, like piece by piece. And he gives her the correct answer. She goes, okay, that's what you write. And he looks at her dead serious and he goes, the. She goes, the what? The. The what? I don't know. So she does this whole process again. And she goes, so that's what you write when he answers the question. And still looking directly at her, he goes, the. She goes, the what? And by this point, I'm about to lose my mind. I'm like, you've got to be kidding me.
I'm telling
And
you.
that was the moment I realized I could never actually be a teacher. And I've never
Listen,
substitute taught
more power to
since.
teachers and the patience that they have, but I do not have it.
No.
I do not have it. Trying to do NTI work with one child, let alone 4, and then imagining yourself in a classroom with like 12, 20 children and whatnot. Nope.
Yeah,
I'd be fired in a day or I'd just walk out.
I did threaten to duct tape a child to his chair because he wouldn't sit still.
And now we know why Taco doesn't teach.
All right. Our next question comes from Mitch from Ohio.
Truthfully, most teachers don't either, sadly. That's true.
Mitch from Ohio, who listens on Spotify. Question is for everyone. And he says, I was curious what you all think on ghosts. Do you think they are real?
Ghost? No. Spirits? Yes. I think there is a difference in those two. I don't really believe in ghosts, but I do believe in spirits. I do believe that there can be oppression, possession from it, and things like that.
Yeah, the way I explain it to a lot of people who ask me, well, what's the difference is, well, spirit can take on any aspect it wants or needs to either get your trust or to cause fear or whatever. Um, so I've always been the type to say, yeah, ghosts aren't real, but spirits are. And when they're like, well, I saw the ghost of my dead great grandfather and blah, blah, blah. I'm like, well, just because it looked like your great grandfather, does that really prove that it was him? Well, they were trying to do something to help me out. And I said, yeah, okay. And I'm not saying whether it's necessarily a spirit of evil or a spirit of good, because angels and demons are nearly the same thing, just kind of, the opposite sides of the coin of each other.
Right.
So who's to say an angel won't come to you using an aspect that you find comforting when they're trying to help you? I said, for that matter, I wouldn't trust either or, whatever I'm saying like that, because if something's out to ensnare you or trick you, is it going to come to you as someone you know or someone you don't?
It's true.
I pretty much agree. I don't. Ghosts, no. Spirits, yes.
Wow, that was really in deep.
Y'all pretty much said everything. That's really all. I'm just saying I agree with it. I don't really have much to add to it. Moving on. James from West Virginia listens on Apple, and it is addressed to everyone. And he says, do you all think laughter is really the best medicine?
Yes. I think it can do it. Laughter is a good medicine. It's a great medicine. Um, but I do have like a question for you all to kind of tangent off of that question. Um, so I had somebody ask me once how I can say I am a Christian with having a such a dark, twisted sense of humor.
What, like, they don't think that God or Jesus would find humor in some of the things we laugh about?
I think that was exactly their points.
I mean,
I was chuckling because I
we
knew where that was going.
we are made in his image. He knew us before we were born, so in my opinion, if we have a twisted sense of humor, odds are he knew it was coming and was okay with it.
Well, my answer to them was, well, this is the way I look at it. Um, I said, do you like seafood? And they said, no. I said, well, I do. But just because you don't like it, does that mean it's not good food?
Yeah, fair.
I think it's kind of the same concept. To be fair, I also look at it like, Jesus is anything that you need. I mean, I he's a bro. You know what I mean? He's the best friend when I need him, and my bros and best friends, what do? We crack up and tell jokes, and I have this thing. I'll realize, him placing something in front of me or him doing something, and I'll just look up and be like, show off, because I mean it's what I would say to one of my best friends.
And the Bible does tell us that merry heart doeth good like a medicine. So
So
yeah,
I'm going. I'm going to be a little bit of a smart aleck here and say, do I think laughter is going to solve a heart attack? No, but do I think that it is a good medicine in the sense of, if you're 9 times out of 10, if you're sick, meaning that you're sick, and I'm talking sick enough to where like you can't go anywhere, you're stuck at home. Um, so either you got that going on, or even if it's more mental from somebody who has struggled with mental stuff myself, you know, making somebody laugh can be enough to pull them out of whatever they're going through. And if it's physical illness, making someone laugh can boost their spirits, which is going to help them fight whatever illness that they're dealing with. I feel like even with physical illnesses, and I'm not talking about like, a cold or something like that. I'm talking more of a long-term type of illness. uh, it turns into willpower It turns into where your headspace is at. And if you can make those people laugh and kind of give them hope, perfect example. I can't give much information out, but we had a very young person in the ICU at work. And yesterday was her birthday, and she's stuck in the ICU and can't go anywhere, can't have more than one visitor. And the nurse went out of her way to make her, it kind of looked like, well, it was a, a baby doll, but it was out of medical supplies. It was the gesture. And then me and my coworker went down to Children's and got her like a stuffed animal and stuff, and they kind of put it together like this little gift basket, and they were going to go in and sing happy birthday to her and stuff. Did they have to do that? No. Is that honestly going to help her get over whatever she's going through? Honestly, probably not, but it's going to boost her spirits. It's going to give her something to make her feel a little better.
He says coworker shame.
Oh,
Yeah, well, he ain't your
Girlfriend,
favorite
coworker,
streamer either,
whatever.
so get over it.
Anywho,
let me grab a refill.
what
On
I,
my coffee.
my whole point behind that is, did they have to do it? No. Is it honestly like detrimental to her plan or to her health? Is it going to make her better? No. But is it going to boost her spirits and give her maybe a reason to cheer her up and get out of her head and actually
Right.
fight that day? Yeah.
See, I think laughter, I would 10 to 1 rather make people laugh and see them laughing and smiling than to see somebody crying and down, seeing somebody depressed, seeing somebody mad, hearing people mad and argue and complain. I would 10 to 1 rather, see them laughing and telling jokes and things like that. I do think that laughter can be a really good medicine, especially when it comes to the mental struggles that people deal with, because even if they, like you said, even if they are having an actual sickness, there's still a mental side to it, that I think laughter can help, of giving them a willpower and boosting their spirits.
True.
Onward.
Let's see here. The next question comes from, I did not proofread this, and I'm going to get put on the spot. Derek from Colorado listens on Twitch, and he addressed this question to me.
Oh,
And he said, "Hey, love the show. I know you've said that this show is a dream come true for you, but was curious what your thoughts are on setting dreams for yourself. Do you make them realistic, or is it okay to dream big and make it a reality?" You can read this on both shows if you want and open the floor up. I know Callistus isn't on Beyond the Quest, and I'm curious on his thoughts as well on dreaming for yourself. Bonus question. Do you clarify chasing a dream as trying to reach a goal?
this is your question, bro.
See, this is why I don't proofread the questions, because it makes it more interesting. So was curious what your thoughts are on setting dreams for yourself. Do you make them realistic, or is it okay to dream big and make it a reality? I think both. Right? So
That's a terrible answer.
I'm elaborating.
That's not really choosing an answer. That's
You're right.
trying to-
That's like
trying
saying
to have your
whore.
cake and eat
I go with whore.
Well, here's what I'm gonna say in that sense. To me, your ultimate dream, of course, would be something big, or something that you couldn't see, or something that's going to be a little bit out of your comfort zone. Like, it was a dream to start this podcast. Did I think I would ever get on camera, sit on Twitch at 9 o'clock in the morning, and talk to a bunch of strangers and my brothers about life and anything and everything that came to mind? No, I didn't. Did I think it was something that I was ever actually going to do? It was something I thought I would enjoy doing, but I didn't actually think I was going to do it, let alone be successful at it. And I think our numbers show that There's enough people that like listen to us ramble to matter. Even if Altoids didn't so. But I also think that it's okay, like a podcast. It wasn't really a big dream, um, necessarily something that was out of reach, but it was something that I didn't see myself doing. So that's why I said both, because it was realistic, but it was also something big in my eyes, you know. Um, but I think for me, um, chasing a dream and reaching a goal can go hand in hand. Because yes, this was a dream, but I never really thought of it as a goal. But I have other stuff that I'm not going to mention that are dreams, and are also goals. That one day I will reach them, and whenever I do, I'm gonna spit in the face of everybody who said I couldn't do it.
He put his application in at Walmart.
Listen, speaking of applications at Walmart, you brought that up, so now I'm going to mention it. I had an interview at Walmart before I drove the big turd, as I call it, the big white turd. And they're like, hey, before you come to this interview, as a front end manager, we need you to do these assessments. There's a manager's assessment and associate assessment. We know that you're coming in as a manager, but we need you to do them both. I said, okay, no problem. Got on there and done them. Went to my interview the next day, and she sits down. She's like, let me pull up your assessments. She pulls them up, and her face turns blank. No expression. Her face starts turning red. And she goes, well, there's good news and bad news. I said, okay. She said, on your manager's assessment, you got one of the highest scores I've ever seen, and I've been doing this for 15 years. I said, okay. That's awesome. She said, but on your associate assessment, you got one of the lowest scores I've seen. And I've been doing this for 15 years. And I was like, how's that possible? She said, well, you answered both as a manager's mindset. And I was like, what I'm coming here for? What do you mean? Needless to say, I didn't get the job. But now I'm going to open it up to you guys, and we will save this question to read on After Dark as well. But what do you guys think?
Girlfriend and coworker, man, that spells disaster. Taco?
Actually, even though I gave Napkins some crap there with his answer, I would kind of take the stance that it could be both, but let me explain. You can dream big and set your goals as something big, but then you have to be smart about it, and the goals you're actually reaching for at each point in time you make realistic, so that there's smaller goals building up to that big dream.
So I'm going to say, if you're going to dream big. You go big or go home. And then your goals are your mile markers that you set to reach that dream that you set out in front of you. For example, our group. When I think of our group, in game, we have a slim chance headquarters, baby. We have a podcast studio where we all can go, and I ain't got to worry about crappy Wi-Fi and whatnot. You know what I mean? Like, dream big. And then
we get to interact with
goals to
gaming
get
in
there
person.
is what we set forth to try and reach that dream in the end game. So I'm sorry I don't remember the name of who submitted the question, but if you want to dream,
Eric.
you dream big.
His name is Derek.
Yeah, dream big, Derek.
From Colorado.
For real? Is that what that means? I don't know slang. Fur. Fur. All right.
Next question comes from Chase in Kentucky.
What up, Chase?
He listens on Spotify, and he addresses this to everyone. And he said, wanted to say, first of all, love the show. And thank you. Since I've been watching, I've been really looking at my life how I treat others, and how they see me. And I'm working on really selling out to God. My question is, how do you read? Like, it is honestly hard for me to read and retain anything. Was just looking for advice or tips.
Ugh, I'm in the same boat. I mean, I can read and then not remember a thing I just read. Besides rereading it, and I've heard take notes while you're reading helps try and retain some of it. And I've also sometimes when I'm editing videos and stuff, I put on like the audio of the Bible playing. That way I can at least hear it being read, and that helps me retain some of it.
Another thing you can do with that too is don't try and go too far with what you're reading at one point in time. Like, sure, you may tell yourself, well, it's only one chapter, but if you're struggling to remember what was said in that chapter or what the purpose of it was, break it down to like a couple of verses. Just read a couple of verses, and if you need to, reread them or take notes on them or whatever, and just slowly build up with what you're reading and how much you're reading.
I'm going to agree. I think take notes. Um, like Taco said, if you're struggling with an entire chapter, break it down to a couple verses. And if that still doesn't help, um, maybe look for a Bible study. Maybe look for somebody like Taco who really seems to understand it and can break it down and go to them and be like, hey man, help me understand this, help me retain this.
Right.
Put
Can
it
you
put it to me
explain
in a
this a little
different
bit
point of
more?
view.
Can you
Yeah.
put it in the context that I understand?
You all mentioned that, and all that popped into my mind was, and he judged Israel for 20 years, and then he died. When I gave my lesson over the lesser judges,
Yeah.
because like half of them, that's literally all it says is how long they judged, and then they died.
It's true.
Yeah, that's some
Pray
good
before you
advice there,
read
Pete.
for clarity and understanding. God will give you what you need. Tomorrow you may read the same thing and it become crystal clear. It's true. It's very true, Pete.
Good advice.
Alrighty. Our last Q&A.
I says I got ads running in 20 seconds.
Well, the last question is for Schizo, and he's not on this morning, so that will wrap it up for
Wow,
questions.
Schizo.
Drop the ball.
All right. It says ads are getting replay in about 5 seconds. So if you are watching on mine and not a subscriber, if you want to grab you a drink or a snack, or you can hop over to Napkins or Taco's channel. They won't be on the ads. And then they'll be back in a couple minutes. And then I believe Napkins has got some ads to give us.
I've got one.
He's got one.
'Cause the jury's still out on GoDaddy. Pepper bags. They definitely ain't gonna accept that appeal now. Angry Vet Nation, where you're never alone. You've answered the call. You put others before yourself. You've stood on the front lines, whether in combat on the streets or in the firehouse or in the ambulance bay, because that's who you are. But when the uniform comes off, when the calls stop coming, the silence can be deafening. We see you, we hear you, and we've got your six. At Angry Vet Nation, we're more than just a nonprofit. We're a family, a community built by veterans and first responders for veterans and first responders. Through streaming, we give you the tools, the support, and the brotherhood you might have been missing, because connection doesn't end when the job does. We provide the gear, we provide the training, but most of all, we provide a team. A place that you can be yourself, where your experiences are understood and where your voice matters, on and off the screen. You're not alone in this transition. You never really were, and with us, you never will be. Join the family at angryvetnation.org, and let's take on this next mission together. Angry Vet Nation, because the bond never really breaks.
Oh.
You
Y'all
must be a
have a
first
great
responder
day.
or a
Full
veteran. Go to
life.
angryvetnation.org and apply now today.
You have a blessed day too, Pete. Appreciate you for stopping by.
Yeah.
Don't you have another ad to give out, or at least some contact information?
If you want to be on the show, you can go to beyondthequest.com and fill out the contact us form. Whenever you fill out the contact us form, you can ask questions, provide feedback, piercing critical insights, whatever you want to do can all be done at beyondthequest.com. If you want to be on the show, give us your email. Check the check box that says I want to be on the show. And we'll reach out to you. We'll schedule it. We'll get you on. If you want to be anonymous, our wonderful friend Chad has gave us a voice changer we can put on you. We can make you sound like an old woman or an alien or whatever suits you fancy.
Check the check box.
If you don't like contact forms and you just hate websites, you can email info@beyondthequest.com.
What if
And
they hate
you're-
info?
If you are offended by the word info, if those infomercials have just got you one too many times, I understand. But wait, there's more. You can email btq@slimchancegaming.com. That's BTQ, as in Beyond the Quest, at slimchancegaming.com. And if you don't like email, boy, have I got news for you. We're on TikTok at Beyond the Quest Podcast. We're also on Facebook at Slim Chance Gaming. We're also on YouTube at Slim Chance Gaming Crew. But if you somehow find out how to message us on YouTube, I'm not sure how to read them. So
You could hit us up on Discord.
or join our Discord. You can do that directly from the website at beyondthequest.com. You can do it from any of our Twitches, I believe, have the Discord linked. If you can't figure it out there, seriously, send us a contact message. We'll get it to you that way.
Yep.
Now, back to the show.
And anybody that does want to join the Discord, we're always on. One of us are usually always on. If you see us in a hanging out channel and you just want to chat, hop in. If you want to just message in the general and chat around, go for it. We're always here. Anybody wants to talk about anything?
Yep.
We were streaming, I think, League the other night, and
They're not.
Wooju Highlander dropped a follow, fellow EMT, he says, and he was thanking us for the careers and things that we do and whatnot. And I told him to go check Angry Vet Nation out. So anybody that is a veteran or a first responder, do check them out. You will not find a better bunch of people.
I'm about to put on
They fam.
my Tom and Jerry robe right here on live stream. It is getting cold in this room.
Tom and Jerry robe.
Yeah, son.
Okay. That's interesting.
Y'all pray for us. We did, in case you didn't catch the slack and the hate. We did lose a sponsor, possibly. It's still
There was a little bit of shade thrown, I heard.
we're still trying to figure that out. We are in an appeal status right now.
Mama asked if you wanted to turn the heat up.
I mean,
He
I'm
cold.
in here.
Look at that head. He cold.
Baby boy is getting cold.
Anywho, y'all pray for us. We got a couple sponsorships in the works. Nothing's official yet. One of them did pull out on us. We're not really sure why. We're told we violated some terms, but
Just
Don't
be
really know how.
praying for us. We get some sponsors, and then praise God. We don't. We praise God anyway, and we keep grinding.
amen.
Yeah, and they may
That's what
not
it's
be a
got.
sponsor, but I will say that Black Rifle Coffee is really great coffee.
It is actually. I have some in there.
Yeah, they've got all sorts of different blends and flavors too, depending on what you like, and it's really good. I've not found one that
That was
I
very
dislike.
subtle. I'm very proud of you.
Nice transition, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Should have just had a big neon sign that said Segway.
Not trying to drop a plug right now, are you? I don't know what you're talking about. Is he holding up like the whole thing of Black Rock Coffee?
Yeah, just do the whole Wayne's World thing.
Yeah. That would be hilarious.
Just set
We're
it
not
on your
sellouts,
desk right
man.
behind you there, so it's on camera the entire episode.
Yeah, Mama, I know. I'm blunt. One of the things I get criticized the most
Good
for.
morning, Mama. We've had some good news this morning on the show, Mama.
We have.
We've had some very good news. It's made my morning.
Yep.
Super Mario, are you still on here? I know you can't type in chat, love your heart, but can you let me know you're here?
Can you let me know you're alive?
Just out of
Oh,
curiosity.
yeah,
Dang.
McMedic's. You want to throw shade at people?
Who?
McMedic's wifey
What?
just now followed me. How long she had a Twitch? Huh?
Oh, to be fair, for some reason Twitch keeps telling her that
she's
she
not
hasn't been
following.
watching us, even though she has. And it keeps saying you've not watched them in months, so we removed them. If you want to watch them, you have to follow again. So she has to keep refollowing everybody. I don't know what the deal is with it. It's
Hey, Mama, I
afternoon. I've
understand
been up
that.
since 6.
I understand that. I didn't sleep much last night because of my back. So
I've been up pretty early too. Pretty much since the wife
I've
left for
not
work.
been asleep.
Yeah, well, you sleep all day.
It said 1 minute ago, McMedic's wifey.
I refollowed like 2 weeks ago, bro.
McMedic's wifey 1 minute ago.
I think yours is just jacked up because she
Mine's-
did send it in the chat when she
To
did
be
it. 2
fair,
weeks
it
ago.
says she followed me 4 days ago. So, unless I pocket followed you, I don't think it works that way.
Right. Pocket followed me.
Pocket dial.
Daggone.
Anyway,
Anywho,
what's on the
Yeah,
brain,
having
Napkins?
bitches in the morning, huh?
In Napkins Corner today, what's on his brain?
I got nothing. It's all empty up here.
That expression,
Daggone.
his expression when you asked that, all I could think of was row, row, row your boat gently down the stream.
Listen. Oh,
Listen to me.
my youngest has found the equivalent of Coco Melon on Disney, and it's called Angel John's Playtime. And it's nothing but children's songs constantly. Mama can probably attest to it. It's very annoying.
It can't be worse than your obsession with Teletubbies.
Bro, I don't know.
No, I don't know. You remember that toy he used to have? It used to go la 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 bamba. That thing was annoying.
Yep.
That was annoying.
The La Bamba truck he had.
Oh my gosh. I wanted to break that thing and throw it away so
That was
bad.
my favorite toy, bro.
And I used
nearly
to
turned-
hide it. I used to purposely hide that thing so he would never find it. And then as soon as I think he's forgot about it and it's gone, and you're in through the house and you hear la 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 bamba, and you're like, no.
I almost stopped watching the movie White Chicks at the very beginning when they're in disguise and he just starts screaming that song at the people.
Right.
Yeah, I was like, no, not doing this.
Chad, can I give Super Mario Cousin your email to see if you can help him with Twitch? Is that possible?
I was gonna ask, did he check
Can we
with
do
the
that?
other strings outside
Can
of
we-
McMedics to see if
Can we do that?
Is it just my Twitch or is it everybody's Twitch?
The error he's getting is
Bet Nation says yes, you can.
the error message he's getting says verified accounts only can type in these chat rooms. He hits verify and asks him for his phone number. He puts in his phone number. It sends him a security code.
Mm-hmm.
He puts in his security code, and then
Mhm.
it says there's an error confirming your code. Please enter a valid mobile number and try again. And it's like, how's it not valid if you're getting a security code?
Hmm.
Just
Yeah,
saying.
that sounds like Twitch issues. Twitch is dumb. Anyway, so Super Bowl was last night.
Yep.
The Eagles put a stomping on the Chiefs. So here's my question. There was all kinds of controversial and rumors about the NFL being rigged and scripted and everything and whatnot, and that the refs had a big play in things and whatnot, that so that the Chiefs could make it to the Super Bowl. And then there was some talk about some of the games that were very close and like when the Chiefs played the Bills and whatnot, that some of the refs were caught in gambling and that was one reason that some of the calls happened. Then they get to the Super Bowl and get stomped. Is it scripted? Is it rigged? Was it point shaving?
I think at the very least it was the refs terrified of getting called out by the public and losing their jobs for doing the types of calls they had done all season. So they played it fair last night. Could have been like you suggested last night, though, during the stream. They may have replaced the refs because of it.
That's true. There was a whole lot of flack going on about it. I kind of wondered if the Eagles just didn't kind of think, if they're going to throw a flag, they're going to throw a flag. We're just going to play really good defense. But I will say, apparently, Patrick Mahomes played the worst game of his career. That's a bad game to choke on.
Yeah. Like, of all games to choke on, that's the one that you don't want to,
Right.
period.
And I also wondered, because I did see some interviews and stuff leading up to it of reporters just like extremely rude with like Patrick Mahomes and Travis Kelce about who's your favorite teammate, which ref, and they're like, yeah, that's funny, type deal. And I wondered if it wasn't just so much of that stuff got in their heads, like, it's a big stage to play on, and you already got pressure, and then that or they either got too cocky and you know what I mean. But I heard that the halftime show was the worst halftime show ever.
I don't know. I haven't looked up anything about it. I haven't watched any of it or nothing.
I'm back. Thanks, Chad.
Oh,
Look
well,
at you, Chad. Oh, give
Chad
Chad some
doing
cool
stuff.
Chads. We
Yeah.
need to drop some cool Chads. He deserves it. Cool Chads for Chad. He deserves it.
Yep. He earned it.
I'll even give Chad a heart. There you go, Chad. Anyway, yeah, I haven't watched it. I've seen some clips. Whatever that dude's name is that was doing it. Apparently, his whole thing was towards some diss at Drake, and all I got from watching it was turn your TV off. And I almost took him serious and just done it. And I was not the only one. Apparently, a lot of people was not happy with the halftime show.
Well, apparently, why am I not?
Why are you not listening? Wow, I must have got that one right.
No, Twitch is being stupid to me now too.
Well, you can't chat either?
I can chat, but there we go. I fixed it.
Well, hey, look at you. Anyway, I know you had to work last night and things. Did you hear anything about the Super Bowl halftime or anything?
I didn't really hear nothing about it. Seen some stuff as far as on social media that was talking about like a lot of people were saying it was the worst halftime show that they'd ever seen, but
That's what I heard. I heard it was absolutely terrible.
I don't know. I haven't actually watched it. I haven't really seen any kind of streaks or anything.
Woo! Napkins with the prime sub for 2 months.
That's really the only thing I've heard or seen. Is everybody talking about the halftime show? other than patients being like, "What channel's the Super Bowl?" And I'm like, I don't know. I barely work here. I don't.
Barely work here? What does that mean? You barely work there?
I'm convinced that I'm only not fired yet because they're shorthanded.
That sounds like a schizo comment, to be honest with you.
It does.
Anywho. Taco.
Yes.
What's on the brain, sir?
Not a whole lot other than I'm wondering if we'll be able to get started on that new series later.
I am excited for that series.
I am too.
And I don't even know if I've told Napkins, but I already know how I want to start the series, and he's a big part of that.
Yep.
By the way, you've always wanted to be a manager, right?
Specifically, a McDonald's manager.
I was a McDonald's manager, okay?
Listen, I have the perfect way to start the series for your dream.
Okay,
Yep.
I'm listening.
You are the manager. This is your store. You name your store. Everything. Okay? But you have to hire your employees, which means you have to interview your employees first.
Ah, Lord.
Yep. And you have to decide.
You get to tell them what
job we
workstation, what job they are working, sir. If
This is going to be an interesting series.
if they cannot keep up, you will have to move them. That's more work on you, boss.
Now, is this series going to be streamed or just recorded?
We can do it both ways if you want,
Yeah, either or.
but I'm excited for it. Cal is excited for it.
Yep.
I don't know about Schizo because Schizo never talks to me no more.
Call him out.
I just did. Schizo's back at work. He has new friends. But yeah, I'm excited for that. I think that's going to be pretty good.
Yep.
I agree.
And if our version of Chad could get his act together about servers, Power World would be really fun. Oh, Vet is excited for this series. I'm telling you.
I can't wait.
Wait a minute.
Listen,
Did you just call me Chad? I don't know if I'm offended or honored.
I said our version of Chad. I didn't say if that was a better or worse version. I said our version of Chad. To be fair, Vet agreed that your statement was a Chad statement. Keep that in mind. It's an IT thing, I think. But Vet is excited for the series. I don't know what you're going to name the restaurant yet.
No,
However,
I'm excited to learn that too.
I'm leaving all of it up to you because you are the manager. You are the boss. We answer to you. This Wednesday? Okay. So, everyone, please do keep our dad in your prayers. He has to be back at UK this Wednesday. They are going to be doing a heart cath to see if it is the heart problem that is keeping his blood pressure out of whack, and they can't wait until next Wednesday. So, everyone, please do remember him in prayers.
Unknown caller.
You have an unknown caller.
Yes. Pardon me just a second, gentlemen.
You're very welcome, Mama. Never will remember our mama in prayers.
Yep.
She got enough on her plate, and she needing some peace about some stuff. So she ain't feeling so overwhelmed. Is he answering the phone? Is that what he's doing right now?
Yeah. He muted his mic and he's on the phone.
Okay. Well, it better not be Dr. Pepper lady.
Negative, sir. That was the doctor's office. Well, eye doctor's office.
Oh, okay.
Letting me know that my new eyeballs are in.
Yay! You know what
That's
I want?
impressive.
I'm thinking about trying. One of my goals. I'm thinking about trying to get LASIK surgery on my eyeballs.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
That's interesting. That's an interesting choice.
I don't know. Y'all tell me.
I don't know. It's been so long since
I can't
you
see your
started wearing
face on the
glasses.
screen right now, so I don't know if it's a good or a bad thing yet. Yeah, I don't know. It'd be weird. I tried contacts once, couldn't do it. My eyes stay too dry. So
You got the chronic dry eyeball.
dry eyes, clear eyes. So, napkins.
Yes, sir.
How did it go this morning? How did Jackson take it?
Listen, son, I'm a little bit upset at him. I ain't gonna lie. We get to school, we go in there to the office, and he sits down, and they're talking to him. They're like, "You excited?" He's like, "Yeah, I'm so excited." His teacher comes in and kneels down next to him. He reaches up and gives her a big hug out of nowhere. And I'm like, oh, okay, he likes his teacher. And she's like, Can you take my hand and let's go check out your room? He's like, yeah. So they go to his room and I'm following behind, and shows him where to put his backpack and his jacket. And he puts all that up, shows him where his seat is. And he sits down for a second. And she's like, okay, come on, we're going to get you a toy while Daddy fills out some paperwork. So he goes over and starts playing with the puzzle and stuff. And we get all the paperwork situated. Get done. He says, all right, buddy. So hop back up in your seat there. Let Daddy take another picture of you before he goes. So he hops up in his seat and he smiles at me and I take his picture. And, I was expecting at least a love you, Dad, or, hug or something. She's like, tell Daddy bye and we're going to go see your friends. He looks up at me and he goes, bye, Dad. Can I go see my friends now? And I'm like, daggum, I'm just chopped liver.
Hey, at least he's excited for it, and I think it's going to do him a world of good.
I do
Yeah.
too.
I am excited to hear on how his whole first day went.
Yep.
So that's pretty cool. That's actually a big step. Don't you feel like such an old dad now?
Yeah, and it feels weird not hearing them scream while we're trying to record the podcast.
Don't worry, I got you. Ah!
I'm sure our listeners appreciate that on the podcast.
Let's hope he wants to go back tomorrow. Well, if he says no, that's one of those moments where, well, that's too bad.
That's too dang bad.
I'm tired of digging.
I'm tired, Grandpa.
Yeah. Good times. Good times. I tried to go over some spelling words with your child yesterday. He is very smart, but he's lacking so much confidence that if
Bro,
he
I
immediately
couldn't help-
goes to I can't do it. I can't do anything.
Yeah. Now, I couldn't help but to laugh at him, though. And I wasn't trying
Wow,
to.
that's a really jerk thing to say.
I was trying to teach him how to write a word or something the other day, and he said, Daddy, I'm just telling you, I get confused with my numbers. And I was like, and that's why you're in school, son. Them ain't numbers, bub.
Mom says such a good dad.
I just had to sit there and laugh.
Yeah,
You ain't laughing, you crying, right?
we were asking how it's been going, and my mama was like, he just doesn't understand it and stuff, and Napkins gets aggravated trying to teach him because he doesn't understand it, and I was like, yeah. I can't say anything. Branson gets
It breaks my heart,
to
though.
work and stuff, and I'm like, it's this. And then he still tells me the wrong thing. I'm like, how did you get it wrong? I just told you what it is.
It really does break my heart, though, because I'm not frustrated at him. I'm frustrated at myself because I don't know how to help him.
Because
and then
you're
he
not a
breaks your
teacher.
heart because it breaks your heart because he says, you're just getting mad at me. And it's like, no, son, I'm not. But
I'm,
it'll get you
I'm mad at
because
myself.
you'll be like, count those leaves, and he'll count them, and he'll be like, it's 5, and I'm like, yeah, it's 5. Now write a 5, and he'll write a 6, and I'm like, you were this close, this close.
Which the wife did talk to him a little bit about some games and and then he says, "Mom, it's your turn." But she talked to me about some apps and games and stuff that would help him and videos to watch and things. And he was talking about how he used to watch them, but he doesn't watch them a lot. And I think they kind of with mom and the wife and stuff talking. I think they kind of come to an idea of maybe setting so much certain time of day for him to watch like the learning stuff on his iPad instead of like playing Fortnite and things. And I think it would help him a lot.
Yeah,
And it wouldn't be a bad idea for, all of them to be doing it.
Yeah.
yeah.
Get them all
And
3 doing it.
Mom ain't wrong. I was trying to help him with his NTI work. Shout out to that wonderful idea the educational system came up with.
Hey,
Trying to help him with his NTI
they asked
work.
earlier on your thoughts on NTI.
And I'm like, all right, buddy. This says the sad cat lost its ball or something like that. And he'll be like, the mad cat. And I'm like, the sad cat. And he'll be like, I just don't know my numbers. And I'm like, Mom, I can't do it.
He probably thought it was a mad cat the way you was reading that. G.O.
Can we get that bread?
I don't know if we've told the listeners that story.
Won't you tell them?
Yeah, good Lord. All right.
To be fair,
Let's set the scene.
you got a gavel out?
Let's set the scene, brother. I'm getting so tired.
He say brother.
He did.
Anyway. I can't.
What you're gonna do when Napkins runs wild on you?
Get that bread.
Thanks for our wonderful sponsor, Angry Vet Nation. They set our brother Callistus up with a sweet rig, all the gear that he needed, and paid for a trip for us to deliver it. Part of the funds for that trip included us going out to eat at a nice restaurant. So we chose Longhorn Steakhouse. And we go, and again, setting the scene, it's not that busy. It's the middle of the day on a weekday, I'm pretty sure. It wasn't that busy, okay?
He's trying to justify his behavior now.
He is. Go on.
Our server sets us at this table, and they give, they give you like homemade bread, and it's some daggum good bread. We were all hungry. We hadn't ate, and
We've been working hard.
Our cups ran empty some, and I was trying to let it go, and she comes out and she's like, y'all need anything? Y'all want some more bread? I was like, yeah, some more bread would be great.
Refills.
And I was like, and refills for the whole table be awesome. She's like, okay, I'll get right on it. He goes and gets the refills, brings it back. No bread. I'm like, okay. About 20 minutes goes by, and I'm like, she's really not going to bring that bread, And she comes by and she's like, y'all need anything? And before I could catch myself, I said, yeah, can we get that bread now? And she's like, oh my gosh, I am so sorry. I'll be right back.
To be fair,
Comes back with our entrees.
we did apologize for his behavior.
Comes back with our entrees and sets them down, and then goes, I'm getting your bread right now. And I'm like, well, now we got the entrees. We don't need the bread. She brings the bread bag, sets it down. Then everybody starts apologizing for my behavior. I apologize for my behavior.
And then Cal ate the bread.
Cal ate the bread because by the time I ate my giant steak, I wasn't hungry for bread no more.
And he felt bad because
felt
Napkins
bad,
really
so-
wanted that bread.
I felt bad, so let's just say, even though it was not a very busy day, in the middle of a weekday, in the midday, she got a pretty hefty tip.
We get that bread
had-
now?
We had a specific food budget, and she got what was left over, and it was pretty hefty.
That's why we don't go out in public.
That's why most people don't let us go out in public.
Now imagine if we had official SCG gear and was wearing it, because then everybody would have been like, God, that dude's rude. Let me see what that company is he's repping.
Yeah, and then we get more viewers. You're right. We should
I
do
love
that.
it. It's a genius idea. Vet, can we make shirts happen?
Yeah, it says, can we get that bread and on the back of napkins? Yeah. Can't take him anywhere. You're right. I already offered, he said.
Oh.
We do need to get some swag going.
Yeah.
We could sell it out of our headquarters.
I think we definitely need
Dreaming
one that
big,
just
man.
says,
You gotta dream big.
I think we need a couple of options of this, but one that says some people's kids, or if they want, they can upgrade. And the back would also say, and their parents too.
How am I slacking, Mama?
You're always slacking, bro.
Bet said he already offered about the shirts. You didn't reply.
Actually, that was if there was funds left over from the said budget I just talked about, and there was no funds left over.
SCG and on the back, you're right. Can we get that bread now? Napkins.
No, people, we haven't yet. I
Did you
forgot
talk
all
about
it.
the complaint? No. And Vet will love this.
Yeah, this is it
Napkins,
don't get any more
and
redneck.
I'm going to direct this to you because you're the only one in here that doesn't know unless they've told you.
Nobody's told me nothing.
Okay. So, for those that don't know, our dad is a cop. The
Yep.
chief. Okay? He takes care of a whole city himself. He gets a call about a fight breaking out in the city. A fight, Napkins. Okay?
Dun dun dun!
At the old gym. At the old gym. What do you think the fight was about?
Sports?
No. No. A son and his dad got in a fight at a baby pageant. Yeah, for real.
Fist fight.
Fist fight
At a
at a baby pageant.
You might be a redneck.
Listen, people take that crap serious. Oh, yeah. One broke the door, but it was at a baby pageant nonetheless. You don't break a door at a baby pageant unless you're angry.
To the children's.
Yeah, apparently one of them had broke a door at home, and the other one wouldn't leave him alone about it all day long. And I guess kept following him around, so he kept trying to walk away from him. And they had walked right outside of the gym, and the one who wouldn't leave him alone hit him. And that guy said, I don't know, I guess it just snapped. When I came to, I was just wailing on him.
Listen, I ain't gonna lie to you.
How to ruin a baby pageant.
If one of you all come in this house and broke a door over a baby pageant, I ain't letting you live that crap down either. I'm gonna say, man, I can't believe you broke Mama's door.
Listen, you getting a fist fight at a baby pageant? I'm not gonna let you live that down anyway.
You right?
I told you put that grandbaby in the pink dress, not the blue.
They stole our dress. We had that one first. It was not because the little girl's hair was not fixed right. But I don't know that 100% sure because I wasn't there. So
In
Could've
my
been.
mind, it was.
that's how I see it playing over my head. You let her sing that song? We was going to sing that song. That was our performance. Now we have no performance.
Your mama told you to use the red bows in her hair.
You use the blue. You pepper bag.
Yeah, good times.
Does pepper bag sound offensive to you?
Kinda.
Honest question.
I just don't
why
know.
It was funny.
What? Yeah, I don't know. Was that a schizo word?
No, it was, well, kinda.
But then it's
Yeah.
probably offensive.
Well, here's where it comes from. I'm gonna tell the story. Let's set the scene. So we're at work before Schizo decided to, just quit up in the middle of a shift on a Friday afternoon.
To be fair, I think last episode he told you that's how he would do it.
Anywho, we're at work and we're on the unit, and this nurse is like cutting up with us. She before she left, she was a good friend. Now that she left, she's a traitor like Schizo. But anywho, I can't remember exactly what it was that she said, but she needed a typing screen, so we come up and she had said something about I can't with you guys or something, and Schizo just dead stops, and I mean he's mad, and he's like, "What did you just say to him?" And I was like, "Dude, like, what's wrong?" And he goes, "What's that supposed to mean?" And she goes, "What are you talking about? What's that supposed to mean?" And he goes, "You just called him a paper bag." And she said, "No, I didn't. What's a paper bag?" He said, "I was going to ask you the same thing."
To be fair, now you know Schizo has your back, bro.
He thought that she said, "Cut it out, you pepper bag," and he was ready to fight this nurse right there in front of God and everybody.
He was ready to fist fight a woman because he thought she
Because he
you a pepper bag.
had your back. That's a bro.
Yep.
That's a bro. And you all fight like a married couple. You should feel ashamed. He had your back whenever you needed it. From that mean nurse calling you a pepper bag, whatever that is.
I don't know what a pepper bag is, but it's kind of stuck since then. I'll be going around to work all the time, and I'll be like, "You didn't have a typing screen card ready, you daggum pepper bag."
You know you're going to say that at one point, and it's going to like extremely offend someone.
Yep.
And you're going to be like, "I don't even know what it means. I'm sorry." It's like when you're a kid and you get in trouble for saying a bad word, and you're like, "I don't even know what it means. My bad." Any other interesting work stories?
One that might be more suitable for the After Dark episode.
More suitable?
Yeah.
Oh.
That sounds like he done something bad.
Well, I guess I can tell it here. It ain't that bad. I was sticking a patient in the artery, which if you've never had an arterial stick done, it's not pleasant. And I could not keep my composure. This old man, needle goes through his skin, and I'm trying to feed it into his artery, and whenever I hit it, he goes, "Oh, that's hot." And I was like, what did he say? So I asked him, I'm like, "What did you say?" He went, "That's hot, baby." And I was like, apparently pain kinks are real.
How did that face go?
So then after we get done, he's like, "I need some hot water. I need some hot water." And I'm like, "Dude, this dude's weird."
You need some cold water.
Yeah. So
What about you? Taco, drove away with any gas pumps lately?
No.
Still can't believe you done that.
Yep. I guess that's the.
You didn't get in trouble for it either?
Nope.
Did you all save it?
all the time?
Yeah, we took it right back to him as soon as we got to the station.
Oh, I wouldn't have. I'd mounted that on the wall in the bay.
It should have been hanging up there
I will
under
say,
the Christina
yes.
plaque.
Yes.
From a previous assistant manager of a Double Quick, I will say most gas stations nowadays, at least all the ones at the Double Quicks, have the breakaway connectors, so that whenever somebody drives off with them, it doesn't actually ruin it. They just have to. All they got to do is come back and hook it back up.
Yeah, they have to have a special tool to do that.
Yeah, but if I drive off with one, I'm keeping it.
It's his now.
Yeah, it would be on this wall behind me. And I'd be like, "You see that? I stole that." Total accident.
Total accident, but it's mine now. Finders keepers.
I took that. It's mine. So, question, and this, we're gonna admit if we broke the law. Okay. So you know how Walmart has all the self checkouts and crap, right?
Yes, sir.
Have you ever, and if you have, what do you do? Like you go through the self checkout, you get out to the car, you're unloading your buggy, putting stuff in the car, and then you stop because you have that moment of, I didn't scan that.
Yes, I have. And you know what I say? You know what I say? Should have been watching their handhelds closer. That's not on me. That's on them. They don't like it. Put the cashiers back, baby.
I have not.
You've never done that?
No, but I've also got OCD, so I'm one of those who's obsessively like, did I get this? Yeah, okay.
Listen, my wife has OCD, okay? She has to scan and put things in bags that belong in that category in that bag, okay? But she's done it with me, okay? Like, we'll get out to the car, and I'll be like, did you scan that water on the bottom? She'll be like, oh, no, we got to go back in. I'm like, no, we don't. She's like, what do you mean? I'm like, because we were the people checking out. We were self-checkout, okay? That's on them. It didn't go off when we walked through the thing. That's on them. They should probably fix their stuff.
Walmart is a multi-billion-dollar corporation. They can afford to lose a case of water or two.
Listen, hunting season one year. I accidentally did not scan a battery for the feeder. You know what? I returned it because it was the wrong type of battery. Hey, Mama knows she is very OCD when it comes to bagging groceries and stuff. Like, it has to match cold with the cold, and then like snacks with the snacks. Like, if you buy shampoo and soap and stuff, that has to go in the same bag.
Your wife could never, ever do a Walmart pickup.
She does. She has done Walmart pickups. And you know what? I usually don't go because I'm waiting on the time when they're unloading stuff into the car and she notices that it is not bagged correctly.
Yeah, but how else would you bag it? You wouldn't put your frozen stuff with like hot food or something.
Oh, good
What,
Lord.
when you
Here
buy
we
it,
go.
is it hot?
Yeah, they serve hot food there. That's what I'm saying.
Who goes and buys hot food when you're
Who
grocery
goes and
shopping?
buys hot food
A
from
lot of
Walmart?
people.
Yeah, not normal people.
They're in a box and wrappers, McMedic's wifey. Why does it matter?
Right? Listen,
If
I
somebody-
learned
listen-
very
listen
quick
to me.
in my relationship with
Let
her
me talk.
that she does all the bagging with the groceries.
If I go in and I buy a box of snack cakes and a bottle of shampoo, I'm not taking 2 bags out of that store. It's going in 1 bag.
Who wants cans of corn together with peas together and so forth?
I mean, canned foods, yeah, all the canned foods go in one bag together.
That's gonna be a heavy bag though.
You got to double bag it.
Triple bag that crap, baby. You don't pay
If you
10
need to.
bags.
Listen, I've seen her put one thing, just one thing in one bag by itself because it didn't match before.
She disagrees. She says she's not that bad.
Well, she also knows it's a sin to lie too, so Mama has seen this firsthand. Mama has been to the grocery store with her. Corn and peas can go together, I mean. Listen, it's crazy. It's crazy. So, Napkins, I got to tell you the story.
Oh, Lord, this should be good.
You know where Walmart is in Prestonburg, right?
Yes, sir.
You know where the Super 8 is, right?
Yes, sir.
There was a guy that parked near the Super 8, walked around and down the sidewalk to go inside Walmart. Got him a little buggy, walking
Hang on.
around shopping.
Hold up. 2 seconds. Did Mama just call Jeremy fat?
I don't think that's what she was meaning, but
Wow, that's hurtful, Mom. On to the story. He walks from downside walking around and inside Walmart, shopping around. Picks up a 65-inch flat screen TV and lays it on the buggy. Keeps walking around the store. Walks to the back of the store, through the back of the store, out the back door, to his car, in which he puts the TV. Drives around to the front of Walmart and walks in with the TV and says, I forgot my receipt. I need to return this TV. And they gave him cash.
Are you kidding me?
And our mother said, that sounds like something Napkins would do.
I would not.
I don't know. I kind of think you would.
I would not. I'm not that bad.
Hey, wait. If people can get away with that, share the love. You know how, like, if you buy a winning lottery ticket, you're supposed to take a little bit back to that place? You know what? Share the love. You get away with that. You get caught, I didn't tell you nothing. Yeah, I thought that was pretty funny. Let alone how it even happened.
Can't believe that my mama thinks that little of me.
To be fair, there is a Goodwill up there too, where somebody walked in and walked
Installed
out.
Generator.
Their whole building generator.
Walked out with it. How do you do that?
Yeah, that one was talent.
Yeah.
Because they would have had to disconnect it and everything.
Yeah. Yep. Bro, some people's kids. You know it's love, Mama says. Your love of showing it the man who's boss. Sticking it to the man. Okay. Anything else on the brains, fellers? That was my random tangent and story.
No, not really.
Not really.
No, just hopefully we get to start that series today, and depending on how I'm feeling here in a little while, maybe some more Power World. Amy says, hey, that little or that high, because it takes some serious brain power and confidence to do that.
You know what? They may just be built different. It's untelling. Because I don't know. You'd have to have some good meth to get away with that.
Listen, I'm just saying.
You gotta work quick, you know what I mean?
I'm just saying. I'm pretty positive that if I really wanted to, I could make a living out of exploiting companies' policies.
You know, my thing about that whole story with the TV, though, is I worked for Walmart for a while. There's cameras everywhere.
My thing is, like, did no workers in the back or anything not think of, why is this normally dressed dude with no vest walking through the back of this store with a buggy and a huge TV on it and just walk out the back door?
That's why my take on it is, you know, they thought it through.
Unless
did
they
it
all
right.
have, like, the schizo mind of, that ain't my job.
You know what?
Could have been.
That's possible.
The Goodwill one is more impressive because they just walked right past the register. It's Walmart. You check yourself out. That's true. That's true. Yeah, the Goodwill one though walked right past the register and everything, right out the front door with it.
Using one of the store's dollies for merchandise that aren't supposed to leave the building.
Hey,
Could you imagine, like, the arrogance and confidence you have to be to just be like, hey, I'm gonna borrow this cart real quick. And then just wheeling a gigantic generator right past them, being like, "Thanks."
My thing, well, one, if I was the one at the register, I would probably be in shock. Like, what in the world?
Where did that come from?
Two, if I was the cop that showed up to that call, like, are you serious? You got the generator not only unhooked, but out the door? And then I would totally expect whoever stole it to be like, I would have got away with it too if it wasn't for that person at the cash register.
It wasn't for them meddling kids.
Wouldn't need it. Yeah, it's
Talking
impressive.
about Walmart and them not. I mean, that one. It surprises me that somebody actually done it. It doesn't surprise me that nobody stopped them or caught on to it. Because have you ever been at Walmart and there'll be like a worker right in front of you and you being like, "Hey, I need one of those out of that case," and they're like, "Oh, yeah, I don't work this department. Hang on." They walk away, and then somebody else comes walking up, and they have keys, and they're like a manager. So you're like, "Hey, I get some out of this case." "Oh no, man, this ain't my department, but I'll get you somebody." And then they walk away, and after like the fourth person, you start to strongly consider just breaking that little glass and getting it yourself.
I don't know. I'm reversed. It surprises me no one said anything to him, but it does not surprise me somebody done it.
Now I will say I'm gonna tell on myself here.
I knew you've done it before.
No, I've not done that. But whenever I worked for heating and cooling, and I worked in Lexington, and I'd been there. This was back whenever Walmarts were 24/7, and I'd been working from 4 o'clock in the morning, and at this point it was midnight, and I was trying to get 2 hours back home so I could go to sleep and do it all over again. And my headlights went completely out. So I go to a super Walmart, and it's like in the middle of the ghetto in Lexington. And I'd asked like 5 people to get this headlight bulb out for me. And we're getting somebody. We're getting somebody.
They
We're
don't
getting
work
somebody.
that department, huh?
And I waited and waited and waited, and nobody ever showed up. I was tired. I was aggravated. Let me preface this by saying this was before I was in church. I go up to that, and I'm like, I'm getting in this case because I'm going home. And there's like 3 people waiting for stuff out of the same case. I go up and I start messing with the glass, and I notice that it's just about to the point where you can slide it past the lock. You know what I do?
You broke it.
I go over to the tools. I get me a flathead screwdriver. I go over. I push on the glass just enough to push it past that point. Slide it right past the lock, and I went, "There, now get what you want." And I grabbed the headlights, and I walked up to the front, paid for them, and left.
Yep. You're that kind of person. I bet whenever you walk out of Walmart without scanning something, it was on purpose.
Every time.
This is my tip.
Every time.
It's my tip for having checked myself out here.
You right. I did pay for them.
That's true. To be fair, if I make it to my car and realize I forgot to scan something, and that thing didn't beep to tell me, they didn't do their job. Okay.
You know that the people that work the self-checkout, they ain't just there to help you. Their entire job is to watch what everybody's scanning and make sure they're scanning what they're supposed to.
That's the reason you're on the TV right there.
That's the little handhelds they have. They can click on each register and see what they're scanning and what they're not. I'm just saying.
If
you
you was
don't
the
want it to
manager,
happen.
nobody walk out of Walmart without scanning something.
You right, because there wouldn't be no self-checkout.
You put people back on the registers, huh?
Daggum right I would.
Mm,
Yeah, he'd have them 2 registers open like they used to be.
yeah.
There
You
would
got
be
lines
maybe
with like
one-
15 people waiting with 2
there would
registers
be like-
open.
There would be like maybe one self-checkout, and it would be like 5 items or less. Nothing grinds my gears more than when you've got 2 items and you go up and there's like everybody at self-checkout has like 3 carts, and it's like, daggum people, And 90% of the time, I'll put whatever down, and I'll be like, I don't need it that bad. I'll get it later, and I'll just leave.
You don't even put it back where it goes.
No, I don't.
Job security. Gotta go. Earbuds are dead, so I won't be here to defend myself, wife says. So, anyway. Anything else on the brain, fellers, this morning? Don't jump at once now. You might come through the screen.
Just how amazing Angry Vet Nation is.
I love Angry Vet Nation. I love
Angry
being a
Vet
part of
Nation?
Angry Vet Nation.
Who's that?
Do tell us.
The absolute best sponsor that a first responder or veteran could ask
First
for.
responder or veteran.
Tell me more.
They hook you up, getting you into the streaming world. Get you
How do
set
they do
up.
that?
They help you with everything. Plus, they always got your six. Look them up
How do I join this nation of angry vets?
at angryvetnation.org. Listen, that was a mic drop if I ever heard one. Seriously, though, you cannot find a better group of people to help sponsor you. If you are a first responder or veteran, seriously, look them up, angryvetnation.org. They are the bee's knees. They are the bomb.com. They are the peanut butter to the jelly. You know what I mean? Speechless. I know, right? Yep.
Amy said it may have been the best ad yet.
Hey, it's hard to be this awesome all the time. I'm telling you, I'm gonna sit down with you all one day, and we are gonna make the best Angry Vet Nation commercial. It is gonna happen. It might come out a little cheesy, but it ain't easy being cheesy. It says ads are getting re-roll in 25 seconds, sir.
Of course they are.
Of course so. Ads.
Dirty ads.
Yeah. If it wasn't for ads supposed to help with revenue, then we would not have them. I did not get much sleep last night. Look over
that
me.
wants to sponsor us for revenue. Reach out at info@beyondquest.com. Or free gear. We like gear and coffee.
Give me a comfy
Black Rifle
chair.
coffee.
See what you can do with a comfy chair that I could drink Black Rifle coffee in. It says
But I'm
they're
not
playing.
going to eat Altoids in it. I'll tell you that. Dirty dogs.
Pepper bags.
But they didn't like your whole Altoids are the cure for everything
You
pitch.
didn't hear?
Just
Listen,
knew that they
They
had
took a
backed
meeting.
out.
They took a meeting, and they were like talking to me and listening to some of the promos and listening to some of the stuff I'd said about Altoids. And he was like, "Yeah, man, I will definitely be in touch." And I was like, "Okay." The next day, I got an email that was like, "We regret to inform you that we are not interested in moving forward with this partnership." And I was like, "You daggum pepper bag mother truckers!"
I take back everything I said. I will not say uncle anymore.
Auntie.
Oh, it says the ads will be over in 50 seconds.
Ads, you say?
Yeah.
Yeah, they're playing.
Yeah. That's why I said they would be over.
I'm just double checking,
That's
You never
thorough.
know.
I like it. I can't wait for him to be a manager.
Is this burger done?
I don't know.
Okay, keep it up.
They're not happy with the food. Well, they can leave. Should be interesting. I am excited for that.
Very much so.
But I do have one task for Napkins before
Oh Lord.
if we're gonna edit the series and put it on YouTube. I have one task.
Okay.
He has to make a Slim Chance Gaming little restaurant jingle for the intro.
Oh Lord.
Agreed.
Listen, like Burger King's got one. It's catchy. You could do it. I think it would be pretty funny. Are you up to the task?
Yeah. Sure.
Sure.
Help of AI. Before we wrap it up, I do want to. I think I only read this on the Beyond the Quest After Dark. This one's a little bit different, but I do want to read this thank you message to just in case there are people that listen to this and don't listen to the After Dark. So it was a little thank you I threw out on After Dark because like we've said, this has been a dream of mine. The news we got this morning from Super Mario, the news we've got in the other Q&As talking about people that this has given them a meaning, this has given them a purpose, it's brought them out of the darkness. Like that, to me, makes it worth it. If
Right.
there's just one person, that's the goal, you know. And the goal is to just make people's day, make them laugh, make them smile, make them think. That's what I want us, not only in the podcast but in the gaming group. I want us to build a community that's safe, that's fun. So
Everybody can feel welcome.
exactly. No matter what you're going through, if you just want to scream at somebody, we're here. So
Come scream at me.
the thank you is to each and every one of you who has tuned in, supported us, and made this journey what it is today. Thank you. Whether you've been here since day one or you're just finding us, your time, energy, and presence mean the world to us. Every listen, every comment, every Q&A, every shared moment reminds us why we do this. You're not just an audience, you're a family. The space wouldn't be the same without you. Your support, your laughter, your willingness to dive into deep conversations, wild tangents right along with us, it's what makes our audience so special. From the bottom of our hearts, thank you for being a part of the adventure with us. We can't wait to keep growing, learning, and laughing with you. Much love, and as always, keep the quest alive. The Beyond the Quest hosts.
Yeah, what he said.
Yeah.
Yeah.
In that, I'm including our behind-the-scenes team of Angry Vet Nation as our host because without them and their support and everything they do for
We
us,
wouldn't
the
even be
meetings they
doing
set up,
this.
the I mean, not even just the money, the meetings, the legal aspect, all of it. Like they have above and beyond what I could even begin to ask for.
Yeah, without them, our viewers wouldn't be able to see my ugly mug on here.
Not gonna lie to you. It's like we saw a door that opened up, and that without Anger Vent Nation, we wouldn't have been able to step through it. And I'm very grateful for that. Very proud to be part of Anger Vent Nation and to see it growing.
Amy says, "Oh, you guys."
Much love.
I'm glad you read that comment because I just glanced at it and I misread it as "Hey, you guys," and I was like, "Why is she quoting the Goonies?"
You and your brain.
Yep.
Yep. Yep, I got one of those.
I know it ain't right.
We love you all too.
Very much so.
Y'all family.
Yep.
And I think that's one thing I'm really thankful that we got to be a part of Anger Vet Nation because, you know, the way they view it of, you know, once you become part of the Anger Vet Nation, you are part of the family. And I love that because of how our family is. You know, you don't have to be blood. We don't believe in steps, halves, and all that other jazz. Family is family. I like it. Goes hand in hand.
It does.
Indeed.
Indeed. Indubitably. Alright, fellas. Anything else on the brain before we wrap it up?
I have a snake thing.
What?
Okay.
Okay. Somebody needs to go sleep.
Yeah, I do.
Oh, Taco, anything on the brain?
Nope.
Napkins?
Nope.
All right. Any last words, comments, piercing critical insight?
Get those a pepper back.
I don't know why I figured that was coming. Don't forget to tune in tomorrow evening for the After Dark show where supposedly Callistus will be making his debut on his camera that he is so nervous about.
Oh, yeah.
So,
Don't forget to tune in to Beyond the Quest After Dark.
way to go. Way to go. You nailed it.
I know. I don't know where that came from. It's like I could hear it in the back of my head. And it's like, I just gotta say it, you know? Sometimes it be like that.
Sometimes it be like that. You're right. So don't forget
In
to
a
tune
crowded room and want to say, who farted? Whenever nobody farted, you know?
I don't think I've ever done that. Or ever
Oh,
wanted
wow.
to. He's I think he's a little slap happy.
Yep. I'm inclined to agree.
Tomorrow evening, Beyond the Quest After Dark, 7 p.m. Be there.
Or be square.
Or don't. Till next time. Love y'all. Jesus loves you more. Bye!
From the first light to the game's last stand, we're chasing truth with controller in hand. Faith, adventure, stories untold. First responder, hearts brave and bold. Beyond the quest, where the journeys meet. From the fires of life to the gaming heat. Slim Chop's crew, come join the ride. With McMedic, Napkins, and Taco as your guide. Beyond the quest, where the journeys meet. From the fires of life to the gaming heat. Slim Chop's crew, come join the ride. With McMedic, Napkins, and Taco as your guide. Beyond the quest, where the stories grow. Faith, fire, and games in the world we know. Adventure calls, the table is set. Let's take the leap, our best quest yet.